he's an incredibly talented actor and incredibly focused and incredibly disciplined and diligent. And I think that there was definitely a reflection. It was this, really beautiful thing that was happening where whenever Faye was kind of looking into this process and thinking like, how do I, who am I here in this moment? I was looking at Jeremy's process going like, oh my gosh, this guy's really going through it. This guy's really doing something. But Jeremy is a dream to work opposite because he's so present and so grounded. And there was never a time we were in the room that felt like we were making like a big studio movie about the world's greatest rock star. You know what I mean? Like it always felt really precious. And he's, I feel very lucky to have been able to do those scenes with him and have that work with him.
Hi, Odessa.
Hi.
It's nice to see you again.
So good to see you again.
We last spoke many months ago, but still this year, and thank you. I'm so glad you remember that. I was wearing the hats.
It's very hard to forget.
Yeah.
The hats really made an impression.
Made the impression.
Yeah.
You are so warm in this movie, and that's what I kept thinking the entire time you were on screen. I'm like, oh, what a just warm performance from you in this, and beautiful film. But I just love to know for yourself, this is, Faye's a spiritual amalgamation of so many characters in Bruce's life. In this time,
I like that term,
right?
Spiritual amalgamation.
Right, it's pretty good. But I just love to know for yourself when you're navigating somebody like that who's fictional. The emotions are still very rooted in reality. What was it like navigating and building that character?
Ultimately, not so different to working with any other character in a kind of fictional story. I was given a lot of very clear guidelines by Scott because he had a real image of who this person was and had written in a lot of detail into the scripts. Like she was, a circus showgirl for part of her life, single mother. You start to build a picture of somebody based on these details. And Warren Zanes had mentioned in the book that the film is based on a couple of people in, Bruce's life at that time, a couple of women, and Bruce himself in his memoir had written about a couple of people at that time. So I think there was enough clues for me to know what kind of a person Faye needed to be. And ultimately, I think what was important to me about Faye was that she just needed to be a little bit more advanced than Bruce in what she knew about her life, what she wanted from her life, and really unafraid to fight for that. Because I think ultimately she probably imagined that she could lead by example. And I think that was kind of, once I started to think along those lines, that was the part that kind of got, unlocked some things for me.
It's funny, the day we actually spoke, when we were on the carpet, the trailer had just come out that day for this film.
Oh my gosh.
So it was just like,
right, I remember that.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, crazy timing.
For that.
Yeah.
Now that this film is coming out into the world, like how does it feel now to actually be able to talk about it and have people watch it?
It's great. I mean, I feel like it's like this thing that I feel very excited to be a part of, but separately for me, I'm just watching this thing going like, this is an amazing film. And I, being a big Bruce fan myself, I'm so excited that this movie exists. And the fact that I'm in it is like, what? It feels really amazing to have it come out because I think it's, not only is it a beautiful portrait of Bruce, it's just a beautiful exploration of the artist's process and how terrifying and hard and frightening and lonely, but also joyous and important and meaningful it can be.
Now, I'd love to know, since you mentioned like being a fan of Bruce, what was your relationship with his music coming into this, and how has it now changed being on the other side of this experience?
I was like an embarrassingly big fan of Bruce, like a fanatic. My 15th and 16th birthdays were both Bruce Springsteen concerts like that. That's my family is a big Bruce family. I think that we all just found a real sense of kindredness in his music, and I grew up listening to it, and he soundtracked some really poignant moments of my life. And it is pretty bizarre to think that if I could have told myself 10 years ago that this would be what I'm doing, I don't think I would have believed it at all.
But you're here where you're supposed to be, right?
I guess so.
You are?
Yeah.
I just love to know, like yourself, Jeremy is also incredible in this film.
Yeah.
And I just love to know, like, he has this amazing ability of just kind of, I think, always feeling like he has the weight of the world on his shoulders constantly in this film. What's it like working opposite somebody like that and kind of seeing the pressure that they're undergoing?
Well, it was, I mean, yeah, he's an incredibly talented actor and incredibly focused and incredibly disciplined and diligent. And I think that there was definitely a reflection. It was this, really beautiful thing that was happening where whenever Faye was kind of looking into this process and thinking like, how do I, who am I here in this moment? I was looking at Jeremy's process going like, oh my gosh, this guy's really going through it. This guy's really doing something. So I think that there was this really beautiful kind of reflection of life, art, imitation, blah, blah, blah. But Jeremy is a dream to work opposite because he's so present and so grounded, and really, like, there was never a time we were in the room that felt like we were making like a big studio movie about the world's greatest rock star. You know what I mean? Like, it always felt really precious. And he's I feel very lucky to have been able to do those scenes with him and have that work with him.
I come back to like say how warm you are in this film, and even like all of your outfits in this movie. Like whenever you're on screen next to Jeremy, it seems like you're such a light next to him because you're wearing this bright red jacket and like everything that you're wearing. How much is what you're wearing in a project kind of really, I guess, is like how you want to perform as that character?
Yeah, I mean, hugely. I think with Faye, our extremely talented costume designer, Kasha, was really specific about selecting things that were like referential of that kind of New York bar scene, the no wave scene, that early 80s punk thing, but while keeping her very unique and very identifiable as herself. And every single item of clothing that I had in that film made me feel amazing. And it's really rare, sometimes sometimes you're more in service of wearing costumes that make you feel unlike yourself or aren't necessarily going to make you feel super sexy or confident or whatever. And what was nice about this is that I kind of just got to wear stuff that made me feel like a rock star. And it really made a huge difference in how I showed up. Because like when you're wearing that great pair of jeans, you walk into set like you're wearing that great pair of jeans, and it changes the whole mood in yourself. So yeah, it's very, very important.
I love that. Odessa, it's so lovely to speak to you again.
Likewise.
I really hope we get to talk down the road, and I can't wait to see what you do next because you're always just so damn good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.